Chicagoland Speedway, Joliet, Illinois. Packed with race fans today to see the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. You're watching it live on NBC Sports as we take you all the way through the crowning of the new Nextel Cup Series champion in Homestead, Florida in mid-November. Just about to wrap up the second caution of the race after Brendan Gaughan dropped the transmission and left some liquid on the track. From the first caution flag, the pit strategies that played out, let's try and set them for you. Tony Stewart got just right side tires that got him up into the lead. Elliott Sadler, Scott Riggs, Casey Mears, Jamie McMurray, Matt Kenseth, right side tires only. First guy with 4 tires. Oh, trouble on the restart for Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, we had a couple of guys, Matt, and looked like Casey Mears had a problem on the restart. Whether they missed a shift or spun the tires, not sure. But, we got another smoker up there. Maybe that may just be low tire pressure.
Greg Biffle, now it looks like the left front might be caved in on his car a little bit. That jam up there, Walt.
It may have happened on that restart when they got boxed up.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah, they're definitely damaged on the left front. He must have got into somebody when they missed a shift. Bill.
Yeah, left front tire, Rob. Talking about it, trying to decide what to do. Somebody up there in the front was talking about a vapor lock. Didn't catch the Wally, but they were talking about watch out for him on the restart.
Yeah, well, it was like an accordion effect, and we didn't get to see who Greg got into, but it definitely caved that left front end into. That could really cut a tire like that. Really got to be careful.
Watch the 17.
Okay, here's the jam up. Oh, he got into, is that Vickers?
No, Vickers got in the back of the 17, and Biffle also ran in the 17.
No, I think Biffle ran into Vickers by the looks of it.
Well, how about we take another look at it and we'll double check it for sure. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
Let's look at this again.
All right.
Now here's, okay, right here. Oh, wrong one, sorry.
You got to do it on the telestrator, Wall. Come on.
Right there. Okay, now watch. Right here.
There you go.
Okay. Now what? Now, yep. And then Biffle.
Yes, he did. You're right.
Gets into the 25 car. So we had like a. Boy, he got in there hard. I mean, he picked the rear of the car up. And the 42 car was the one that either vapor locked or.
Okay, so now that we've gotten that figured out.
Well, we don't have the telestrator figured out. I did what you used to do. I wrote on it with an ink pen.
Yeah.
So I'll have to clean that later.
Don't tell the crew that. Tony Stewart is the race leader. Jeremy Mayfield is second. Mayfield got fuel only on the caution flag pit stops before. I started to say when all that mess happened on the restart, Jeff Gordon was the first one in line who got 4 tires. He restarted 7th. He's up to 5th after that little shuffle and schlemazel there on the restart.
And we see that Biffle has chosen to stay on the racetrack, and the smoke has diminished somewhat, almost gone. I guess it's kind of made its own clearance. Bill, what are they saying in the pits about the 16 car?
Oh, that's what he's saying in the car. They asked him, is it getting better? And he said, all he said was, yeah, better. He definitely didn't want to stop. Dave.
25 car Brian Vickers got hard into the 17 car. That right front is damaged. They tried to tell Brian not to get into it. They said bottling up, but it was too late. And now Brian says the car is very, very loose.
And on the way back to the front, Jeff Gordon in the 24. Vickers' teammate, so he took his 4th spot away from Casey Mears.
And we talked about it earlier in the pre-race. It's all about downforce here. And when you hurt the fenders on these race cars, you hurt the downforce on your car, and it's going to make for a long day.
Bill, what are they saying about the 24 car now after you changed 4 tires?
A lot better, Benny, and I just wanted to reiterate, when that first caution came out, Gordon opened the radio and said, in a very disheartened voice, we're in trouble, boys. This car is really, really loose. He said, you're really going to have to struggle to get this thing to start sucking up to the track, or we're going to have a long day. They made air pressure and chassis adjustment, made it better.
But that's the thing, Bill, when you've got a combination like Jeff Gordon and Robbie Loomis who work together very well. Robbie Loomis knows exactly what to do when Jeff Gordon says it's very, very loose. He knows what Jeff means, and he knows what changes to make. That's why those guys are so good at making adjustments.
Watching this race from back about 15th on down, Dale Jr. trying to move up, and you see Brian Vickers in the 25 damage that right front fender, and it hurts. He was up there in the top 7 a little while ago. And now he's back outside the top 20 here after these couple of cars get by.
And he's going to probably stay on the high side for a long time, because if that car is loose, he can't turn the steering wheel. If he turns the steering wheel really hard going down into the corner, like BP said earlier, it wants a spin out going in. So he's going to have to ride high and wait to get back in the pits to make some kind of adjustment.
Dave Burns has more on Brian Vickers.
We told you at the beginning of the broadcast, Brian Vickers is 20 years old. Well, his car owner, Rick Hendrick, is a little bit older than that and been around a little bit longer. They're both from the South, North Carolina, and a little earlier under caution. Here's a conversation they had.
You sit in the motorhome and be disappointed. I hope you're on top of one of them hot bikes. Here in the sun, and I used to prime the back up, and he works to death all day long. Uphill both ways, I bet. For some reason, I knew that was coming. I knew the uphill both ways deal was coming. You did forget the barefooted part. We got the barefooted part. That's right. Uphill both ways, barefooted.
Little generation gap there
Yes,
that they're
exactly.
having some fun with, and the caution flag is out.
And that's what that team right there needed, because they're going to be coming in and they're going to be trying to fix that car, Brian Vickers.
Caution is out for debris, and there it is.
Wow. That may probably come up.
Probably the 21 car.
21 car looks like he's missing a bunch of material on the right front.
And Kenseth's going right over that sheet metal. I hope his crew is watching this, because he probably ought to pit. Wow.
Harvick fortunately hit it with this bumper.
Pit road will be open, and we'll see if Matt Kenseth takes advantage of that. Ricky Rudd is taking his car behind the wall. He came onto the pit road as soon as the caution came out. You see the right rear tire is pretty much shredded on that car, and probably those bits of metal are the crush panels that form the wheel well up underneath the body.
All right, how many cars are going to choose to come down pit road and give up track position? No takers so far. And Kenseth, no, here comes Kenseth.
So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars stay on the track. Everybody from 10th on back's coming in. Marty?
Well, Matt's main concern during that whole run is whether he had any damage from making contact with Brian Vickers. There was no damage. Robbie Loomis reported him. His car is just a little bit tight. They make an air pressure adjustment, a pound on the right front tire. Kevin Harvick's car is handling very well. The problem for Harvick, his oil temperature has shot way up. They took tape off the grill last time, trying to keep that oil down. Dave?
6 car of Mark Martin on and off of pit road, Marty. They just wanted to top off with fuel. Mark Martin said the car is good now. Bill?
Well, Greg Biffle on pit road, all bashed in on the left side. They were hoping it was going to cure itself, but it wouldn't. So now he's on pit road under the caution, looking to pull that sheet metal away. Also have to do some work on the hood, because the hood is also rubbing right in there, right at the hood pin. So they continue to work on Biffle's car. Disappointing day for a disappointing season for these guys.
How's that left front, look there, Bill? I mean, we can't really see it from this angle. Is it really damaged?
Yeah, it's not what you'd want, Wally, believe me. But they're very fortunate they got the caution.
Well, it's a long race to go. Still 227 laps left. Plenty of time for the team to fix the damage, try and get their track position back with a little strategy. Third caution of the race is out here in Chicagoland. Here's why the caution flag's out at Chicagoland Speedway. That's Ricky Rudd coming at you and scattering things.
Tire comes apart and just rips out the inner panels in these cars, and
Just littering.
yes.
And some of these cars driving through where all that debris is did not pit under this caution. We'll see.
We'll see.
Matt Kenseth did pit, but here are the 10 who did not. Tony Stewart, Jeremy Mayfield, Elliott Sadler, Jeff Gordon, Casey Mears, Scott Riggs, Jimmy Johnson, Jamie McMurray, Rusty Wallace, Terry Labonte. Those 10 did not pit as we go back under the green flag.
And Casey Kane came out of the pits first. He only added fuel to the number 9 car, and a wedge adjustment. Felt like he needed an adjustment.
3 wide. 3 wide. Jimmy Johnson underneath Riggs and Casey Mears in the 41 and almost pulled it off.
That was for 5th place. Up ahead, Jeff Gordon around Elliott Sadler to pick up 3rd. And now Jimmy Johnson and Casey Mears.
That 41 car, Casey Mears, he gets around this place very good.
Yeah, he had a great race here last year and then got caught up in an incident late in the race and didn't get a decent finish out.
He's been good in practice, qualified well, so he's got to watch.
See Scott Riggs, the 10 car. Rusty Wallace was able to get under and get by. Here comes Terry Labonte, the 5, trying to get by.
That's going to be for 8th place. Two-time champion Labonte in the 5, trying to double up on the weekend after his son won the NASCAR Busch Series race here yesterday. Terry, on the first caution when all the leaders pitted, stayed on the track for a couple of laps to collect bonus points. If you're new to NASCAR, you get 5 bonus points toward the championship if you lead a lap during the race. So he did that, then he pitted, which put him at the end of the line for the restart. So now when all these other guys pitted in front of him on this caution, they stayed out, and it gets him some track position back.
Casey Kane made the pass on Riggs on the outside. Look, that was pretty strong.
It was strong. As a matter of fact, he almost got the outside retainer.
He did.
Here's Casey Kane in the 9 car, driving for Ray Evernham. Started 2nd. And speaking of 2nd, Casey's teammate Jeremy Mayfield in the 19, just overtaken by Jeff Gordon.
So put Gordon with 4 fresh tires.
And some adjustments.
And some adjustments in 2nd place. Can he run down Tony Stewart?
As long as he didn't run over anything when that stuff came off of Ricky Rudd's car before. Jeff Gordon trying for another win. He's been on you might say a little bit of a hot streak lately.
Yeah, slight. He's only won 2 in a row.
That's all. Right in the thick of the fight for the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series Championship. He's 3rd in points. Well in position to qualify for that chase for the championship come this fall. Gordon is 2nd and a half behind leader Tony Stewart. And time now to take you through the field. It's our Visa through the field. Tony Stewart is the race leader. That's where we start off. Here's Matt Yoakum.
Tony Stewart doing what he's done in the past 2 races here in Chicago. Out front, yarding the competition. His car, even after the 2-tire change and the wedge adjustment, still a tick on the free side, Bill.
Jeff Gordon's car before the race was set up for tight conditions, but it's still been loose since the green flag. Under their only pit stop, tire pressure adjustment and a wedge adjustment. Gordon up to 2nd. He's okay when he's behind traffic, loose in 1 and 2 when he's in front. Marty?
Bill, remember Jeremy Mayfield on the first stop took no tires, fuel only. That got him the track position he needed. He started 19th as he tries to go, or does go around Jeff Gordon. And so he's on the tires he started the race with. The car is just a little bit tight right now. Behind him, the 38 of Elliott Sadler, actually behind Jeff Gordon. His car has been just a little bit tight all day long. He told the guys, you did an excellent job yesterday. The car is just where we need it. A little bit tight, not too bad, Matt.
Before the last stop, Marty, Jimmy Johnson told Chad Canals, we are 1 small adjustment away from being very, very strong. They made a wedge adjustment, 4-tire change. Meanwhile, the other Casey Mears is having a great run today in the 6th position. His car on the tight side, but he tells his team it is quick, no adjustments, right side tires on his last stop, Dave.
Matt, Rusty Wallace was pretty happy with his race car. On lap 18, they changed 4 tires and made no changes, but 1 lap ago, Rusty radioed his crew and said, too tight. Bill?
Rookie Casey Kane chasing his first Nextel Cup Series wins. Stopped for fuel and a wedge adjustment only under the last caution because the car is tight through the center and off the turns. Terrible start for Terry Labonte in the 5 car. Out to lunch was the report. Under their first stop, they took a rubber out, made an air pressure adjustment, track bar adjustment, and wedge.
Dave? Mark Martin made a prediction on the lap 18 pit stop. He said this car is going to be a lot better once it gets to biting the track later on. Well, I think it's biting because they came down, took fuel only when he came down on that last caution. He's still very happy with the handling. Alan?
And I'll tell you what, he's also pretty fast right now in traffic. He's probably one of the fastest cars out there.
Speaking of fast, Tony Stewart is yarding. That was a phrase Matt Yoakum used, right? He's hitting a home run right now. He has opened up a 3 3/4 second lead on 2nd place Jeremy Mayfield as a new 3rd place runner, Jimmy Johnson.
Jeff Gordon still struggles in the 24 cars. He gives up another spot, 248.
Let's keep our visa through the field going to 11th place runner Scott Riggs. Dave?
Yeah, Scott Riggs was one of those cars that decided to take 2 tires on that lap 18 pit stop for track position. His car was a little bit tight from the center off. He picked up 3 positions early in the race, but has fallen back just a little bit with those 2 tires. As for the 99 of Jeff Burton, he just stopped, took 2 right side tires and fuel, also made a wedge adjustment because his car had gone a little bit tight. Marty?
Dale Jarrett has said very little on the radio. He started 29th today. His car is up to 13th position. He is very happy with it. They made no changes on the first stop and took 2 tires only.